Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. I want to take this opportunity, it's sugarcane season. I wanted to tell y'all a little bit about sugarcane and how you can be planted. We get so many questions. Danny, will it grow up north? Will it do this? Will it do that? Well, yes, it will grow just about anywhere, but the truth of the matter is, if you're growing sugarcane, really you need to be in zone 7 through 10 to plant it in the ground outside and it take care of itself. But for those who actually live further north and you want to plant it in containers, I'm going to show you today 3 different ways that we plant sugarcane. The first way is going to be to cut it into pieces like this. Now this is the way we ship our sugarcane. It comes to you in 13-inch pieces. It's been waxed on the end to keep it from drying out. It has an eye on this side. And when you turn it over, on the next side there's an eye opposite of it. Now we cut these pieces into these lengths like this and we plant it in the ground. We lay it flat in the ground and we lap them each time. We don't lay them just end to end. That way we're ensured to get a good stand of sugarcane. Now you could plant the whole sugarcane stalk in the ground. But when you do that, you plant a 6-foot stalk. If this end of it happens to start rooting, all the nutrition is going to go to this end of it here, and the chances of the other end rooting is going to be slim. It's going to mainly be this end that's going to get all the nutrients, and you're going to lose that much growth area, where if you cut it into pieces, each individual node a lot of times will root and you can get it going. Now this is the method for planting it either in a large container or putting it in the field. Now one of the other ways you can do it is on sugarcane. Let me mention this. These little nodes, a lot of times in the field, before we harvest, these things will actually sprout out and start growing a little sugarcane up it like this. And when that happens, you can actually take a knife and cut it off right level with the edge of the stalk here and put it in some water. Now that's what this particular one is here. And when you put it in water, this is what happens to it right here. You can see on the side right here where I cut it off of the sugarcane. And I've put it in water and now it has formed roots. This can actually be planted in the ground or in a container, and it will actually grow sugarcane now. One of the other methods that we use is the seed tray. Now we have one here with a lid over it to give it a greenhouse effect. Let me get the lid off. And if you look in here, you see these little trays. These are little places we normally put peat in to plant our seeds. Well, I've put sugarcane. I've cut these little nodes off on it. And you notice there's a little sugarcane stalk growing up on it right here. And there's little ridges around it right in here. Now that's where the roots will come out on this at. So we set these, all of these are full of water in here. All these little tray things are full of water. We leave the sugarcane sitting in the water with the green, with a little top on it that kind of gives it a greenhouse effect. And what it'll do is, it'll end up growing roots like this right here. You see these little new roots coming out on this one? That's what'll happen. And you can take these, once they get growing out with roots real good on it, and you can go put these in a container or pots, or whatever you want to put them in. You can actually put them in the field, it doesn't matter. So sugarcane, that's one of the 3 different ways that we can grow sugarcane here. And yes, you can grow it just about anywhere. You just have to bring it in when it gets cold and not go out, not leave it out, because freezes will kill sugarcane. If it freezes, it'll sour right down into the root and actually kill the whole thing. Now sugarcane doesn't have to be planted every year. Sugarcane can last up to 3 years before you have to redo it. Now after the 3rd year, we redo ours. Now it will continue to produce, but just not as much. We're more about production here. And after the 3rd year, we'll take all the stalks up out of the ground, plow them all up, and we'll put new ones down for the next 3 years. And this is a good permaculture thing to have on your homestead. It can be used as borders between houses or between buildings, anywhere that's protected from the cold. You can make your own sweetener from this. You can make your own syrup from it. You can make your own sugar. Now it would be brown sugar because you don't have the facility to bleach it white, but you can make brown sugar. You can make syrup. You can chew on it. There's lots of things that you can do with it to give you the sweetener that you need if a grid down situation happened, you couldn't get back to the store to get anything sweet. This would be the great permaculture thing to have on your homestead here. It would be sugarcane. And if you can't press sugarcane, you don't have a press to press it with, now you can take these stalks and you can peel this outer edge off of it and take the inner part of it, split it into quarters, and put it over into boiling water. And you can actually boil the sugar out of this and actually make syrup out of it. And there's videos online about this. It's just a lengthy process, guys. But now if you have a mill where you can squeeze it, then you can squeeze it down, put the juice into pots, put it on your stove. You can do this on your stove. You don't have to do it outside. And you can actually cook your own syrup out of this. Now we have a video on our channel about cooking syrup on the stove. You can go back and watch that, or I'll just link it up here in the cards, where you can watch making sugarcane syrup on the stove. Guys, it's one of those things that it's a sustainable thing to have on your homestead. It's a good permaculture thing to have. It's not an annual. It just keeps coming back. It's a perennial. It keeps coming back year after year, and it gives you a source of sweetener on your homestead. So I hope y'all have enjoyed the 3 different ways I've showed you today that you can do sugarcane, that you can grow it up north. You just have to keep it in a greenhouse, or you have to bring it in when it gets cold, put it in a pot, but you can grow it and you can have it. So thank you from Deep South Homestead.